Testing, testing. Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. I had to tear myself away from the 30th anniversary event because I was just grinding it too hard and getting too many cool things, and didn't really even want to take a break, but I figured I would chime in with some initial thoughts here as I show a video of me running one of the Dares of Eternity sequences, and that is the new free activity. We learned right before launch here that Bungie has packed a bunch of stuff into the free portion of this. Dares of Eternity so far seems Menagerie-ish. I don't know if it's maybe quite as extensive as Menagerie, and yet it is very similar in the sense where like you'll kind of get randomized enemy groups, and it has more than just 2 enemy races, so that's good, more than Menagerie, with some kind of basic objectives, like it's a little bit of wave clearing, and then there will be some sort of enemy race-based objective that you have to complete before fighting a final boss that is pulled from Destiny 1. It's a lot more extensive than I thought it would be. It's more extensive than I would say even the seasonal activities, Astral Alignment especially. And this is something that is going to be sticking around indefinitely, as far as we know, because this is like expansion content, quote unquote, not seasonal content. Also, what they did is they packed pretty much, the most sought after cool homage weapons into this. There's I think 5 or 6 of them, and that includes all of the Halo tribute weapons. Something happened here with Bungie and 343 and Microsoft where they could clearly not get like permission to make this an official Halo crossover, and yet they were like, you know what, we're gonna kind of do it anyway. So what we have is a series of weapons that are just kind of homages to Halo and very clearly representative of some specific Halo weapons, but they are like unlicensed versions of them, so they don't get in trouble, and hopefully they won't, because that would be very stupid. You can farm all of the legendary ones in the free activity, and then you can, there is, what we learned this morning, there's an exotic that is the Halo Combat Evolved Magnum. I just got that right after I finished this run as part of a quest you get from Xur and the Star Horse. That is a special ammo heavy sidearm that goes in the kinetic slots, and it does like tons of damage, and then it has a catalyst slot. I believe the catalyst is going to give it access to a frag grenade that you can throw after reload or something like that. And Evie, you gotta stop. So the crinkling noise is Evie going after her toy that is a water bottle inside a piece of felt. So not great for audio recording. She even has a presence in my audio videos here. But so that seems really cool. I just haven't gotten to test it out yet because I wanted to record this, but I also just landed essentially the equivalent of the beam rifle, which is the first legendary what are they called? Trace rifle that the game has ever seen. Mine has Feeding Frenzy, One for All. I heard it can get Subsistence, which is pretty crazy, so that is cool to see. What I have been using is the shotgun from Marathon, which is pretty cool. There's a grenade launcher from Pathways into Darkness, a very old Bungie game. It seems pretty normal. And then, of course, the Halo Battle Rifle, which has pretty much all the functionality of a normal Halo Battle Rifle. Really good hipfire, accuracy, the zoomed in scope with the crosshairs. There are a few new perks that this has, like there's one where like you boost your stats after you do melee damage. There's one where you have better stats while moving, called Perpetual Motion. And then there is also a Halo Energy Sword tribute, which I think I'm using it in this run, and it's like half of an energy blade, and it has Harmony, so that's a new perk on a sword. I just got one that is, it's like Swordsman Duelist or something, where you get a bunch of boosts so long as you have after a sword kill, so long as you keep it equipped and out, which is pretty cool. So that seems like that's going to be pretty good. And then I'm just kind of deeply impressed with how involved this whole thing seems to be. It's Xur and his magical Star Horse essentially running a game show. He quotes like, "Whose line of it anyway is it anyways?" And this also seems like kind of most extreme elimination challenge. And this is a sentient horse sent by the Nine who wants us to do quote unquote wacky obstacle courses and things. So they are not really taking themselves very seriously here. I do not know like kind of all the secrets and lore and things that are going to be woven into this, but Xur has a lot of really funny lines, and the horse makes a lot of funny noises, which is pretty cool. In terms of the actual runs of these things, I have fought Zydron the Gate Lord, I have fought Valistarak, which is I think the end of this video, and then I fought Crota. Then Crota like clones himself a bunch of times, and I do not know who the fallen one is. It might be Taniks, like original Taniks, I'm not sure. And then I don't know who I think there's, I don't know if there's Scorn. I think it's either Scorn or Taken. I don't know what the other race is. I think it's Taken. I don't know if there is Scorn in this. There might be. I don't know who the Taken boss is. Maybe it's Oryx or something. But yeah, so pretty cool tributes there. And I have not yet run the dungeon. I'm going to do the dungeon blind tonight with my very, very small clan, and I know people have already been making their way through that and getting Gjallarhorn. Gjallarhorn has Wolfpack rounds, but also comes with a new perk that gives your friendly legendary rocket launchers Wolfpack rounds in your squad, like up to 6 people, which is pretty cool. I don't know what the catalyst does for that. I don't know if that's been discovered yet, or what the deal is with like heroic dungeon mode or whatever. Pretty much the long and short of this is a whole lot more than I was expecting. The total volume of rewards is pretty massive, and like, yes, I know we're talking about a $25 pack, but like truly a ton of the most interesting, engaging stuff is free. Like, this activity is a lot more in depth than I thought it would be. The whole system with Xur's treasure keys and like kind of choosing your own rewards at the end to a certain extent, and like working your way through Xur's rep system. All of that is more, work put into this than I thought it would be, and it's a good volume of rewards that you can kind of farm for free. So the dungeon is $25, and that includes 2 ornament sets. You get 1 ornament set right away, and then I think you have to kind of grind the free activity for a while to get to higher Xur rank to unlock the ornaments that are from, I think they're from Marathon. I get all these games mixed up. But, so that's... the dungeon has some cool weapons, and it has the Thorn armor set and stuff, and I think the dungeon itself is going to be pretty cool, but there is a good amount of stuff here for free, and I think it was very smart of them to allow all the Halo stuff to be free. I think people would have not been as pleased if like the cool exotic Magnum and these cool tribute weapons were locked behind the paywall. I mean, there's some stuff in the paywall. It's like classic D1 weapons mostly, and then like in the Myth Claymore and some other things, but there is really a good amount of stuff here you can get for free, and if you want to throw Bungie $25, you are free to get the dungeon. And again, this is not like disappearing content, at least not for a very long time. This is not part of the seasonal kind of rotate out system. This will be here until it gets content vaulted, but maybe by the time its number comes up, they will be done content vaulting things, so who knows. But seems like a safe purchase for a while. Seems like something that is going to kind of help bridge the gap here between, this giant 6-month season where pretty much the last like month and a half, 2 months, there's been nothing to do. I was expecting to come back for this. I was not really expecting it to be kind of this level of involved, which is really cool to see. I'm very happy to grind this for a while and see how long it takes to max Xur rank and open all these chests in the room and things like that. It definitely seems like something to work toward. Obviously, any activity that you have to run nonstop over and over and over again is probably going to wear on your nerves to a certain extent at some point, and yet this is, I think, something that will be able to be grinded for a pretty long time and not feel too repetitive. There's also a higher difficulty version of this, I realized, where some of the challenges the horse gives you, like, wants you to get a minimum score. I think the final one is 300,000, and you will have to assemble your own fire team for that to get a score that high. I did a match-made one, and at the very end I got something called a lightning round, where we had to fend off a bunch of Taken while taking over a bunch of zones on the map, and that gave us 4 chests at the end instead of 1. So that was very cool. But even after doing that, I think we still only got like 250,000 points. So I think you have to do the kind of final stage 1 to go all the way to 300. And these reward you like big chunks of Xur rep and other like not consumables, but like enhancement cores and prisms and other legendary gear and things like that. So The grind for this is only starting, but this seems to be pretty well set up to engage people over the long haul without necessarily being time gated. Really, the only time gate here is just how long it's going to take to grind out Zur rep. And then the horse has a limited number of bounties every week for like bonus reps, so that those will run out eventually. But I am really excited about this content so far. I got really pumped after the Halo stuff debuted in the trailer today, and using it so far, those stuff I have used is very enjoyable. So I will probably talk about the dungeon tomorrow, and then maybe some more thoughts on some of these new weapons I just got that I haven't fully tested out yet. But this is definitely something to come back for. Even if you don't want to pay the $25 for the dungeon, there was a lot of free stuff you can grind out, and it's pretty fun. So I'm very impressed with what they've done here so far. So kudos to them, and I really do not have anything but positives to say for it right now. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.